taxpayer expense, by the way. She lied about working at McDonald's. She never worked at McDonald's. On top of all this, in conclusion, take a look. She wants to turn our military woke. I don't think that's happening. Go ahead.
That's from the Trump event in Atlanta, Georgia on Monday night. This is the pattern that we see happen over and over again. The crowds thinning in the middle of the speech. Contrast that crowd in Atlanta, Georgia, low energy, to what's going on in Philly and Michigan right now. At two different rallies, Vice President Kamala Harris is loading. This is what's going on in Philly. Let's play it. Going back to what's going on at Trump's event in Atlanta, Georgia, Donald Trump starts talking about we're heading into World War II, and he has to be corrected by the crowd for his cognitive glitch. And someone goes, "You mean 3?" Watch what happens.
But we're close to World War II because we have people in the White House that World War III. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I had World War II. I had World War II. I had World War II veterans. I didn't realize the word veteran afterwards. Thank you very much.
By the way, Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp, Republican governor, refused to be with Donald Trump at that event. I think that's very telling. Donald Trump then calls Vice President Kamala Harris a fascist. Ultimate projection and confession right here. Play the clip.
But she's a fascist, okay? She's a fascist. How can Kamala...
Then Donald Trump, it's all name calling. Then he calls Vice President Kamala Harris a train wreck. She's a train wreck. Again, it's just a name calling event at this point. Play this clip.
Kamala Harris is a train wreck. I mean, this is a train wreck.
But just think about this, folks. This is Donald Trump's closing message right now as we near the election. He goes to the crowd. This is real. He goes, "I'm the opposite of a Nazi," he says. This is a direct quote. That's his closing message. He goes, "I'm the opposite of a Nazi." Play the clip.
From Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi. We're Nazis. You know, years ago, my father, I had a great father. He's a tough guy. He used to always say, never use the word Nazi. Never use that word. And he'd say, never use the word Hitler. Don't use that word. It's like, I didn't even know why. Don't use that word. And then I understood it. And yet they use that word freely, both words. They use it, he's Hitler. And then they say, he's a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite of a Nazi. I don't know.
Then, while using a teleprompter, Donald Trump brags about not using teleprompters. Play this clip.
And isn't it great to have a guy that doesn't need to look at a teleprompter at all, right? I don't need to.
Next, Donald Trump goes on his rant about why he hates hydrogen, and he tells this bizarre story about if something goes wrong, and he brings in Marjorie Taylor Greene into the story as well and says, if Marjorie Taylor Greene's beautiful blonde hair is hit by hydrogen, something bad will happen. I mean, again, it's just the ranting and ravings of a complete lunatic. And this is what happens at a Trump event. He's not talking about policies or delivering things. It's just stuff like this. Let's play it.
We don't want hydrogen. We do not want hydrogen cars because they're extremely dangerous. You're not recognizable if something goes wrong. If something goes wrong and Marjorie Taylor Greene with that beautiful blonde hair is driving down the highway in a hydrogen car, and the problem with a hydrogen car, if something goes wrong, it's like the atom bomb went off. You're not recognizable. But they say, we think we have it under control. That's not good enough. They'll say, we thought it was Marjorie Taylor Greene riding down the middle of the turnpike, but she's no longer recognizable. We found some of her. I won't say. We love her. Stand up. Marjorie, stand up.
Oh, and here it's obvious that Michelle Obama is getting under Donald Trump's skin. Here's what Donald Trump says about Michelle Obama. Play the clip.
Report on November 5th. You know what's nasty to me? Michelle Obama. always tried to be so nice and respectful. Oh, she opened up a little bit of a box. She opened up a little bit of something. Oh, she was nasty. Ooh. Shouldn't be that way. That was a big mistake that she made.
And then here, Donald Trump says, oh, did you know that Vice President Kamala Harris used the F word? Do you know she uses the F word? Not a nice person. Just nonstop gaslighting and projection. Play this clip.
You know, she's not a nice person. Does anybody know that she is not a nice person? In case you had any ideas. Did you see she used the F word the other day? She thought she was talking without a camera on. She used the F word. Did you see that? Oh, it's terrible. If that ever happened to me, it would have been front page headlines. Oh, boy. No, they got her using the wrong word, camera. She should be admonished for doing that, don't you?
All right, let's be real. Sometimes you could wonder, do they really like the products they're advertising, or are they just robots reading a script? Well, here's me, definitely not a robot, talking about something I actually love, the Perfect Jean. They sent me a pair, and let me tell you, after wearing them for everything from nights out with friends to business meetings, they've quickly become my go-to pair. Let me set this scene for you. 700,000 pairs of guys' parts saved from bad jeans. The hero of the story, the Perfect Jean. Say goodbye to those stiff, uncomfortable denim days and say hello to the most comfortable, stretchable jeans you've ever worn. These jeans fit like they were made for you. They stretch in all the right ways, and the fabric, it's seriously soft. Honestly, I can't do stiff jeans at all anymore, so these were a dream. Plus, they're built to last, so they'll handle anything you throw at them, from work to weekend adventures. The Perfect Jean offers a massive range of sizes, so whether you're on the skinny side or rocking that thick look, they've got you covered. Waist sizes go from 26 to 50 and lengths from 26 to 38. So whether you're a short king or a thick daddy or somewhere in between, there's a perfect fit waiting for you. And for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc. Just use the code MIDAS15 at checkout. That's MEIDAS 15. I honestly think after the pandemic, being in sweatpants every day, I decided I would never wear jeans again. But the Perfect Jean is so soft and has the perfect amount of stretch that I actually prefer wearing these more than anything now. Plus, they look great, and I actually have received compliments about them when I wear them out. Plus, I can move around in them comfortably, whether I'm running errands or just chilling. They really do live up to the name. It's time to stop suffering through uncomfortable jeans. Go to theperfectjean.nyc and use that code MIDAS15, MEIDAS15, to get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code MIDAS15. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Let them know you heard about them from the MeidasTouch podcast. Ditch those khakis and upgrade to the Perfect Jean. You won't regret it.
By the way, here's the image of what's going on in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Let's just show you what's going on there. Here's Vice President Kamala Harris talking about supporting democracy. Here, play this clip.
Be clear, we are all here because we are fighting for a democracy and for the right of people to be heard and seen. We're not about the enemy within. We know we are all in this together. That's what we are fighting for. And my whole career,
and here was Vice President Kamala Harris earlier in the day talking about her plans for the Puerto Rican community and building economic opportunity zones. Here, play this clip.
Donald Trump this is not new about him, by the way. What he did last night is not a discovery. It is just more of the same and maybe more vivid than usual. Donald Trump spends full time trying to have Americans point their finger at each other. Fans the fuel of hate and division. And that's why people are exhausted with him. That's why people who formerly have supported Donald Trump, have voted for him, are supporting me, voting for me. People are literally ready to turn the page. They're tired of it. In terms of Puerto Rico, even when I was in the United States Senate, knowing that Puerto Rico does not have a United States Senator, I was intentional about doing what I could as a United States Senator to make sure that among my priorities, it included paying attention to the needs of the people on that island, including the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. I have announced also my plan that is about my opportunity economy writ large, but a specific target that will include a task force focused on the needs of Puerto Rico, understanding that it has very specific needs in terms of upgrading and repairing its electrical grid, what it needs in terms of investment that will be public-private partnerships. And I'm going to continue to do it. I'm very proud to have the support of folks like Bad Bunny and Jennifer Lopez and others who were supporting me before that nonsense last night at Madon Square Garden, and are supporting me because they understand that they want a president of the United States who's about uplifting the people and not berating, not calling America a garbage can, which is what Donald Trump, those are the words he has used. So there you go. I'll see you later.
On the other hand, Donald Trump at his traveling fascist circus event that's now in Atlanta leads a chant to lock up Vice President Kamala Harris and leads a chant from the crowd to lock her up, lock her up. Here, play this clip.
I say, I will. Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah. No. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
By the way, did you notice as Donald Trump's speaking, you know, they're always selling crap. Did you notice what they were selling there? They're selling, I'm not making this up. You go rewind this video if you want to see what Trump is selling. They're selling Assassination Edition Pinot Noir at RepublicanRed.com. You can get Assassination Edition red wine is what they're actually selling. By the way, far from denouncing the racist Madon Square Garden event, earlier in the day, Donald Trump was bragging about the event. He says how great the Madon Square Garden rally was. Here, play this clip.
I tell stories. We have these big rallies. Last night we had a great rally at Madon Square Garden.
Also, I know that the corporate media is not really covering this a lot, but I think it's important to know that one of the highest ranking Arab American officials in Wayne County, Michigan, is speaking at Vice President Kamala Harris's rally, strongly endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. He said the community needs a leader who sees us, who understands us, and Vice President Kamala Harris is that leader. And speaking in Philadelphia, here's what former President Barack Obama had to say. Let's play it.
So the man holds this big rally at Madon Square Garden. And the warm-up speakers were saying we're trotting out and peddling the most racist, sexist, bigoted stereotypes. One guy called Puerto Rico, quote, an island of garbage. Now, these are fellow citizens he's talking about. Here in Philadelphia, they are your neighbors. They are your friends. They are your co-workers. Their kids go to school with your kids. These are Americans. They're people. And that is the reason why this election should not be close. It should be clear. Here's a good rule. If somebody does not respect you, if somebody does not see you as fellow citizens with equal claims to opportunity, to the pursuit of happiness, to the American dream, you should not vote for them.
See for yourself what's going on there. Let me know what you think Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.